Okay, in today's episode, we're going to go over your account and MainStreet. So this is in Remax LLC. When you go into MAXCenter, that's MAXCNTR.com, we're going to make sure that your profile is set up completely so that you have a better chance of getting referrals. So let's do this. Okay, so once you go into MAXCenter, you're going to see My Account, you're going to see MainStreet, and you're also going to have this drop down here, which is also your account. So we're going to go ahead and just click on this My Account tile. It'll all take us to the same place almost. So when you're in your account, this is where you can pay your yearly dues, but you want to make sure to go through each of these. So we're going to go ahead and go to Name and Designations. You want to make sure your name is how you want it to display. You want to make sure that all of your designations are in here. If you need to edit, you're going to click on this little edit icon. We're going to make sure, I think the address is just for the, make sure that this is correct on your profile. It's the address of which office you're included in. We're going to go down to your phone, email, all that fun stuff. You want to make sure you have all of your phone numbers, your cell phone, all that good stuff. And if you have your direct, if you have your direct line from the office, make sure to put that in there too, even though it probably is already just forwarded over to your cell phone, but the more numbers the better. Make sure your email addresses are on here, and as well as your social media. So make sure that if you have a Facebook business page or personal account that you want people to be able to go to, make sure that those are on there. I believe you can add LinkedIn and Twitter as well. I'm not sure if they have your Instagram, but you can add website. So make sure all of your websites are listed on here. And then your fax, if you have your direct fax, make sure that's in there too. You just want to make sure that all of this are shown up so that way it displays nicely on your profile. Next one, don't worry about the opt-in or out. Leave that alone. We're going to go over here to your demographics. This is just different languages, what year you were licensed, all that kind of stuff. Then we're going to go down to your professional profile. This is just anything that you do, any of your specialties, so you can add new. So as you can see, Carrie has a lot in here. The more the better, because people can search based on what kind of agent they're looking for. So make sure that this is completely full. Any commercial, any prior affiliations, your license number. And here's a big one right here, is your service areas. You make sure you get 5 separate. So you want to make sure that you have 5 areas listed in there. The more, the better. And that's because people are going to be searching, and you will show up on any of these searches as well as the office you're located in. So Carrie, for instance, does not need to have Melbourne. She's already going to show up in that Melbourne search because that's the office she's located in. However, sometimes it's nice when you see Melbourne listed on somebody's profile. An agent who's looking for another agent doesn't see Melbourne, you just show up in the search. So some agents decide they want to have Melbourne show up since that's the area they work in, and that's probably the case with Carrie. But make sure that you have all these cities here, and as you can see, Brevard County, you have Brevard Beaches. Just make sure that that is completely full, and you can edit any of these at any time. And if you do not have the 5, you're going to see a big add new button, and just follow those steps to make sure that that's completely done. And then when you're done, make sure to save. That's the big thing. Then we want to make sure we have your, let's see, educational. This is just if you have any, like she has her bachelor's, if you have anything added in there. The photo and biography, that's big. Make sure you have a photo and make sure that you have a bio in here. This is going to help other agents when they're searching to make you stand out amongst anybody else. I mean, for example, I would, try to find somebody that I know is going to mesh well with a client. If I'm looking to do a referral, I'm going to look at their bio. What are they interested in? Do they, are they going to get along? And what designations do they have? Maybe I'm looking for someone with a specific need or a senior or something like that. Make sure your profile is completely there, and I'm going to show you why in just a few minutes. So then this is just basically, your yearly, you can pay your balance, all that fun stuff. So that is basically in your account to make sure that that profile is completely set up. That is also the same as up here on this toggle switch. Same exact photo, everything on there. So now we're going to go over to MainStreet. MainStreet is basically being moved over to your MAXCenter, but the tile is still there because not every feature is still located inside of MAXCenter. So let me log in here, and it's the same login credentials. You don't have to use your full email address. So in here, there's still some stuff in here. You're going to see, like, that takes you to Design Center, that takes you to MAXCenter. What we're going to do right here is we're going to go ahead and go to My Referrals. So I'm going to click on My Referrals. This is all of your referrals actually get saved in here. So when we go in there, I'm going to show you how to find those. You can actually save everything. So I'm going to click over here. Let me go back home. Under this Connect tab is going to be Find an Agent, Find an Office. That's, again, takes you to your referrals, all that fun stuff. So let me go over here to Find an Agent. Let me confirm this. It's not letting me get past it. So you have a lot of different areas, and remember, the more you put in, the less results you're going to get. So let's go over here. I don't want to put in a last name. I just want us to go ahead and put in Melbourne, Florida, and I'm just going to go ahead and do a search. If I wanted to look at different awards, like maybe I only want people who have earned 100% more. I want hobbies. Maybe my client's really big into golfing, so finding someone who likes golfing. You can search by so many different things. Specialties, and this is where that Remax, the other specialties, if it's relocation, seniors, all that stuff is all in there. Of course, if you have a specific language, that would be good to be able to put in here. So I'm just basically putting in Melbourne, Florida. I'm doing a search, and it's going to pull up everybody who has Melbourne associated, whether their office has Melbourne in their bio or the agent has Melbourne in theirs. They're going to show up. It is not in alphabetical order. It is not in any order whatsoever. Every time I refresh this screen, you'll have different results. So sometimes you may be number one. Sometimes you may be, here we have more than 10 pages of results. So this is showing us all of the agents associated. Now, as you can see, some of these have additional service areas with nothing in there. They have not gone into their profile. They have not added in additional searches. This one has not even added anything. There's no photo. They don't even have a photo. To me, if I'm looking for an agent to do a referral, that photo is crucial because it just, it's like putting a face with a name. So that's why it's so important, and it's one of the first things we do as soon as we meet is we set up this. During orientation, we set up this profile because this is how important it is for agent-to-agent referrals. So here you can see this is why it's important. So I'll go into Nick over here. He's a balloon head. So if you don't have a photo, you're a balloon head. It's going to be the basic information that you have. It's just whatever was put in from the staff when they entered in. So now if I wanted to create a referral, but I'm going to go over to a different bio here. Let's see, we got Mark. So we have Mark's photo, all of his information. He's got his website, his email associated, tons of phone numbers. He's got his bio, so he's got everything set up in there. So it's like, all right, Mark's the guy. Let me create a referral. What it's going to do is it's easily going to pull in all of Mark's information. It's going to pull in all of your information. You need to make sure that you've called Mark. Let him know you're sending this. Okay, I'm going to send it over via Remax. You're going to put in all your clients' information, the referral fee, all that fun stuff. You can save it, you can print it, and you can email it straight to that agent so they have all that. And then it stores it in My Referrals. So that is really, when you go into MainStreet, this part has not been moved over quite to MAXCenter. Everything else in here is basically going to be over in MAXCenter. But feel free to, browse around inside of MainStreet. You're going to see there's, you can just, it's basically going to take you right over to that MAXCenter platform. So still the only thing left to do in MainStreet is that connecting and finding an agent, which is crucial. And it also gives you some stats over here as far as the amount of agents. So that basically is your profile and your MainStreet and how to find an agent and get those referrals and why it's crucial to make sure that you're set up appropriately on there. And of course, if you have any questions, you know how to find me. That's it for today. Thanks.